brisket, and I remember bringing that up in his summit 10 years ago or whatever it was. But
absolutely, and when you say, hey, will you get a hit, the players that, the whole deal, they won't hit it, and that's just the start. Watch.
Another neat thing Elliot had in the pregame show tonight was a little snippet of Sidney Crosby wondering about the Steckel hit, and you're going to show about 3 examples of where you
wait till I just show you this. Now, remember this here, you remember that, we'll get to the Crosby one. What happens is, and I've seen it 100 times, we got a couple, go ahead and run it. Watch Neil. I think it's Neil on Grabowski. Watch. Oh, I didn't see him. It was an accident. I didn't. Here he comes out again. Watch Neil. I don't blame Neil. Watch. Oh my. I didn't mean to hit him. That was really ridiculous. Oh, and Ferentz, the guy that really ripped everybody. Watch. Boom. And then you can't get it. Hey, and now Crosby coming up. Steckel met everything like this, boom. I'm not saying he went to hit him, but the key is he doesn't look back. If you run into anything, you're going to look back. I'm not saying he went out to hit him, but he was there, and he did it.
Because the other 2 you showed, it's like they lean in, whereas he doesn't seem to lean in.
He knew his head was there, and I told you when that happened, I said he's hurt bad. The Hedberg one after was nothing. I knew he was hurt bad.
Okay, last thing on the hits for now, because we've got 3 and 4 nights. Scott Stevens, you want to show his pack?
I want to know how many, Brandon, vice president or whatever it is, well, how many games would you give Scott Stevens, Hall of Famer? Everybody loved this guy. We used to say, what a hitter, boy. What a guy, Hall of Famer. How many games would you give him for this one? And you'll enjoy this, folks, because you're never, ever going to see it again. Never. In our sport, and I'll get into that later maybe, and that was there, you'll never see it again, and it's ridiculous what they've done. The players will not hit, guaranteed.
God, bless them all. Our sadness this summer was unparalleled for the, obviously what happened overseas in the Russian plane crash and Brad McNamara, who we loved. But your brethren, Don, obviously it started with Derek Bugard, Rick Rippon, and Wade Belak. The feeling was that in all 3 cases, there's a connection that they were dealing with demons caused by their...
Is that ridiculous? I'll tell you one thing there. You people that are against fighting, you should be ashamed of yourself. You took advantage of that to make your point on fighting. You should be ashamed of yourself doing something like that. I did a little research. Since 1999, there's been 8 guys commit suicide, and there were not one of them was a fighter. And when I played, I remember 4 guys committing suicide. Not one of them was a fighter. But you jumped on this with both feet. You should have been ashamed of yourself. But the ones that I am really disgusted with, and I hate to say this when the kids are listening, what George Laraque said about a bunch of pukes that fought before Stu Grimson, Chris Nyland, and Jim Thompson, the reason that they're drinking drugs and alcoholics because they fight. You turncoats, you hypocrites. There's one thing I'm not, is a hypocrite. You guys, you were fighters, and now you don't want guys that make the same living you did.
Don Cherry in the Coach's Corner on Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Coach's Corner on CBC.